What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike, and I'm well aware the US is not going to take part in the World Cup. I know. Before you get in the comments, how do I feel about it? I'm not happy. I have never been a part of a campaign where we were not able to qualify for the World Cup. Didn't happen in my lifetime. It's just not a good look. We have to make a lot of changes. With our qualification structure and the nations that we go up against, there just isn't an excuse. There's no excuse to not be able to qualify to the World Cup. With the size of our nation, the resources, even the players we have, they're just not always motivated. I don't like it. Not a fan. What do you guys think in the comments about the whole USA fiasco in terms of World Cup qualification?
I threw up all last night, not because I was sick, because I was discouraged and revolted from United States men's national team soccer. I want to start the show today, Christine, with standard. And you know what I noticed in all four corners of the United States? If you hold teams accountable, they'll be accountable. I live 90 minutes from Fenway Park. Do you know what the Red Sox did today? They just won their division this year. They fired their manager. He didn't win a playoff series. If he managed U.S. men's national team soccer, they would have given him a 9-year extension because our standards are weak. In this regional qualifying, we lost last night to Trinidad Tobago. Couldn't get a point. Pathetic. But our standards are what? Making the World Cup? But in soccer, we have a pay-for-play system at the youth level, meaning we have created a soccer culture in America that is softer than a down comforter. We are suburban soft. In Brazil, there is passion and urgency. In Germany, in Croatia, there is accountability. In America, there is arrogance, forgiveness, excuses. Even the soccer media is overwhelmingly toothless. We're soft. Where's the urgency? Where's the crying? Remember those Kentucky players who were going to go on to be millionaires in the NBA after they lost a tournament game? They were all crying because they care, because they're embarrassed, because they're pissed. Taylor Twellman, my buddy, works for another network, nailed it last night.
There's an arrogance in our sport that I don't understand. I'm okay with the arrogance in basketball, in baseball, and in football, and in hockey, because the best leagues in the world in those sports are in our country. It is the exact opposite in soccer. And yet the American attitude, there's an arrogance. How do we have an arrogance? How do we have an arrogance? You can't tell me there's no changes coming, because if there's no changes coming, then we all might as well go play in oncoming traffic, because that's got a better opportunity of having a different result than this.
When an 18-year-old who just turned 19 is head and shoulders above the rest of our players, we have a systematic cultural problem. 71% of World Cup qualifying goals he scored or assisted on. Dude, he's Michael Jordan. At least Jordan had Pippen. Bruce Arena's a friend of mine. Last night, after the loss, where's the anger? He said this.
It's disappointing. It's a blemish for us. We should not be staying home for this World Cup. And I take the responsibility for that.
A blemish? A blemish? This is not a blemish. This is an utter embarrassment to our culture.
But today's video is still a goodie, and we're going to discuss some of your best striker options for the weekend league that I would consider overpowered players. What does that mean? Overpowered is usually players that are lower rated that play to a much higher ability level in FIFA. And it often translates into cheaper buys that end up being just so much more valuable. However, because the game just came out, especially with the Premier League players, even if they're lower rated, they might not be cheap. But if you're watching this video a month from now, 2 months from now, that price could change dramatically. I'm just throwing the disclaimer out there. If you want to see me do this with midfielders and defenders, drop a thumbs up. You decide when the next video comes out. But I want to know, did I leave anyone out? Am I not giving credit where credit is due? What's your list look like? I'm going to provide a list for each of the 4 big leagues. Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, La Liga. Let's talk about it. We have to start with the Prem. You want the Prem. I know that you want the Prem, and on my channel, I don't make you wait. Let's start with the Prem. First up, Gabriel, Jesus, Jesus. Okay, he has to be there. He's an 81 overall, and he's disgusting. Is he cheap? No. His price will drop in the future, but right now, no. He is super expensive. We're just trying to avoid some of these high-rated 100K plus players, but Gabriel might be my most expensive player on this countdown. I'm just throwing it out there. Just to clarify, these are not listed in order. Next, we got to talk about Antonio. Ooh, between the speed, the size, the athleticism. Man's got an 88 for heading. Another Englishman, we have Marcus Rashford. If you've used him, you know. If you haven't, then you need to go ahead and experiment, pick him up, grab him, give him an opportunity to perform. I'm sure that his price will actually drop significantly as the year goes on, unless it's an in-form week, because he's only a 79 overall. Pack weight, he's going to get packed a lot. The next two are familiar faces when you're talking about cheap and overpowered in FIFA installments. Gray, and you've also got Musa. La Liga, and it's all about Muriel. If you have not used this card, please let Muriel be in your starting 11. It doesn't matter if you have an expensive team, a cheap team, somewhere in between. Muriel can just perform at every single tier. Top 100, elite, gold, silver. He's good. Gotta talk about Ben Yedder, and he's more of a combo player. You want him as a cam? Cool. Center forward? That's fine. Striker? That works. Not gonna let you down. This next guy's a little bit of a debatable. Gamero, because he's an 83 overall, do you consider him overpowered? Because he does perform. It's the best Gamero we've ever seen in any FIFA installment. I feel like I would be doing him a disservice if I left him out of the countdown, but you guys can let me know. The final two, we're looking at Rodrigo. Did I mention fast? This is the Flash in the La Liga, dangerous card. And then Bakambu, good mix of being physical, having some height to him, and then being fast, of course, and being able to dribble, being able to finish. You can do it all. We're heading on over to the Bundesliga. We're going to Germany. We have to start with Timo Werner, and he's arguably the best striker in this league outside of Aubameyang. I know that's a big claim, but not everyone rates Lewandowski, which makes it where Timo Werner might be a little more up your alley. We got Origi and we got Mbolo. I like them. Both of these guys have history as being overpowered players in FIFA. The last couple, we have a silver that moved up to a gold with Poulsen. Last, but certainly not least, we have Finn. What a name. This guy's underappreciated. Give him a run through. Let me know what you think. The final league, we're heading to the Serie A, and this is the most disappointing league if you're looking for strikers. It just is. Bellotti, who's another 83, so it's up for debate. Do you consider him overpowered? Do you feel that he's doing what he's supposed to be doing? You let me know. Now, the best overpowered player without a debate, I'm talking guys that are low rated, cheap, and will make a difference on a team, is De Frel, the Frenchman. He's solid. Play him in a two-striker setup on the left, let him use that left foot and do his thing. And the last player we have to discuss is Eder, and he's kind of been in the same boat, swimming or whatever he's doing for the last few years of FIFA, but he gives you good stats, good ability, and he can play multiple positions on the pitch. If you need him as a striker, or center forward, or a cam, he's capable. He can do the job. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, please drop a thumbs up. Let me know what's going on in the comments. I'm looking forward to some debates, some dialogue, some back and forth. And if you do want to see more, talking about the midfielders, the wingers, the defenders, you know what to do. But I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.